June 15, 2025. The Middle East is in chaos. Just 2 days ago, a fragile peace shattered as Israel and Iran plunged into open war. Fireballs light up Tehran and Tel Aviv, sirens wail, buildings collapse. This is no longer a distant threat, it's a brutal reality. Israel and Iran, the region's powerhouses, are locked in a deadly cycle of attack and counterattack. The world watches, governments and markets shaken, as events unfold hour by hour. It all began with a sudden, massive Israeli strike, followed by Iran's swift and devastating retaliation. Ordinary people in both nations are paying the highest price, families grieving, homes destroyed, lives upended. The emotional scars will last long after the bombs stop falling. This is more than a headline, it's a crisis with real people at its heart. The decisions made now could reshape the entire Middle East. The international community scrambles for answers, but the path forward is uncertain. Will diplomacy prevail, or will the conflict spiral further out of control? The world holds its breath as a dangerous new chapter in history unfolds. Under the cover of darkness, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion. Over 200 aircraft struck more than 100 targets deep inside Iran. The mission crippled Iran's military and nuclear infrastructure in one bold move. Mossad teams and drones smuggled in weeks earlier sabotaged air defenses just before the attack. The strikes killed top Iranian commanders, including key figures close to Supreme Leader Khamenei. Iran's military command was left reeling, its leadership decimated in a single night. Prime Minister Netanyahu appeared on TV, warning this was just the beginning. He signaled Israel's resolve and hinted at support from powerful allies. Operation Rising Lion was more than a military assault. It was a declaration of Israel's willingness to act decisively against existential threats. The world saw Israel's technological edge and its readiness to escalate. Iran's response would come quickly, setting the stage for a dangerous escalation. The region braced for what would follow as the balance of power shifted overnight. The message was clear: no one was untouchable. The war had truly begun. Iran struck back within hours, unleashing a furious barrage of missiles and drones. Major Israeli cities, Tel Aviv, Haifa, Jerusalem, came under relentless attack. Air raid sirens sent millions scrambling for shelter as explosions rocked neighborhoods. Iran's strategy: overwhelm Israel's defenses with waves of ballistic missiles and attack drones. Some advanced Hajj Qasem missiles with maneuverable warheads slipped past interceptors. The world watched as modern warfare played out in real time, technology versus technology, destruction on both sides. Supreme Leader Khamenei vowed to intensify attacks unless Israel halted its operations. Yet he left the door open for de-escalation if Israel stopped. The ball was in Israel's court as a deadly pattern of strike and counterstrike took hold. The initial shock faded, replaced by a grim, new normal. Both nations showed their military might, but neither seemed ready to back down. The conflict had entered a dangerous, unpredictable phase. Behind the headlines, civilians bear the brunt of war. In Israel, Iranian missiles have killed at least 10, including children and the elderly. Apartment buildings have collapsed, families are missing, and hospitals are overwhelmed. In Iran, Israeli airstrikes have killed dozens: soldiers, scientists, and innocent bystanders. Fires from targeted energy sites threaten entire neighborhoods. Both nations face sleepless nights, constant fear, and heartbreaking loss. The destruction is immense: homes, schools, and vital infrastructure reduced to rubble. The South Pars gas field and Natanz enrichment plant, years in the making, are now in ruins. Beyond the numbers, psychological wounds run deep. The sense of safety is gone. Children are afraid, parents are desperate, and the mental toll is mounting. This is the hidden cost of war, a scar that will last for generations. The true tragedy is measured in shattered lives, not just statistics. This war is a showcase of cutting-edge military technology. Israel's stealth jets and electronic warfare crippled Iran's defenses, allowing precision strikes. Its multi-layered air defense, Iron Dome, David's Sling, Arrow, and US-backed THAAD, intercepted most incoming threats. Iran countered with advanced Hajj Qasem missiles and swarms of attack drones, aiming to overwhelm Israeli systems. Some drones and missiles broke through, causing real damage and fear. Mossad's secret drone bases inside Iran enabled stealthy, close-range attacks. The conflict extends into cyberspace, with both sides targeting each other's networks. This is warfare on multiple fronts: air, ground, and digital. Each side pushes the limits of technology, making destruction more efficient and more terrifying. The world is witnessing the future of conflict, where machines and code decide life and death. The stakes have never been higher. The battlefield is everywhere. The world's response was immediate and frantic. The UN Security Council called an emergency session. World leaders demanded de-escalation. Germany, France, and the UK urged a return to nuclear talks, but Iran refused while under attack. The US denied involvement in Israel's strike but warned Iran against targeting American interests. US missile defense systems helped shield Israel while American families were evacuated from regional bases. The crisis derailed nuclear negotiations, with talks in Oman cancelled and years of diplomacy at risk. Russia and China stepped in, offering to mediate and urging restraint. Putin spoke directly with leaders in Washington, Jerusalem, and Tehran. The stakes are global. Every major power is now racing to prevent a wider war. The path to peace looks more distant than ever. The clock is ticking. The conflict's shockwaves ripple across the Middle East and beyond. Iran's allies, like the Houthis in Yemen, launched their own attacks on Israel. Rockets from Gaza opened new fronts, raising fears of a multi-front war. Jordan closed its airspace as missiles flew overhead. Maritime security is threatened. Iran may close the Strait of Hormuz, risking a global oil crisis. Oil prices have already spiked and financial markets are rattled. The Tel Aviv stock index dropped, and global investors are on edge. The UK deployed jets to protect its interests, highlighting the conflict's reach. Every nation with Middle East ties is now on high alert. Regional stability, shipping lanes, and the global economy are all at risk. The longer the war drags on, the greater the global fallout. The world feels the impact, far from the battlefield. As the dust settles, the world wonders, what comes next? The devastation is immense and the choices ahead are daunting. 3 paths lie ahead: wider war, uneasy stalemate, or a return to dialogue. Each carries its own risks and hopes. A regional war could draw in more countries, even the US, with consequences that would reshape the Middle East for generations. A tense ceasefire might halt the fighting, but leave both sides on edge. Peace, but always on the brink. The world pushes for talks, but compromise is hard. Deep mistrust and old wounds make negotiation fragile. The fate of millions hangs on decisions made in Jerusalem, Tehran, and Washington. Every choice ripples across borders. This is a turning point, a reminder of how quickly tensions can explode and how fragile peace can be. The world must ask, not just how this war ends, but what future will emerge. Will new alliances form, or old rivalries deepen? The Middle East stands at a crossroads, its destiny uncertain, its people yearning for hope. The stakes are nothing less than the future, its children, its cities, its dreams. The next move could change everything. The world watches, hoping for wisdom, fearing the cost of miscalculation. Only time will reveal which path is chosen.